welcome to the most wet place on earth. Oh my god. It started pouring as I was walking because I thought I could make it from the car here because I hit the rain on the way here, but then it stopped when I got closer, so I was like, oh, I can beat it. On the way I was like, poncho, wind, camera, phone, backpack, everything. We're here at Epcot because, like, you know, why would I come out here in the rain, you ask, right? Silly to me. Well, actually, so we have a Guardians of the Galaxy preview today. It is at Epcot. It is a new ride. It is supposed to be like a roller coaster. It's called Cosmic Rewind. Oh my glasses. It is opening May 27th. Caption, correct me if I'm wrong, future Tamia. So if you're an annual pass holder or a cast member, you got the chance to go to the preview and sign up. Signed up a while back, like March, I want to say, or April. And it is currently today, May 18th. So I'm so excited to finally ride this ride. What time is it? 6. So our thingy is in 30 minutes, but they told us to get there 15 minutes before. So we're gonna try to go to the bathroom really quick, maybe freshen up. It's still pouring if you can't tell behind me. And I can't even show you my cute outfit. Well, you can kind of see it. I will try to show as much as I can, but if anything, I know I will definitely pop in here later when I'm editing to give you guys details on how the restraints work, what are the size limits or height restrictions and all that fun stuff for you, and I'll go into detail about the stuff. So again, if you don't want to see anything and you're coming soon and you don't want spoilers, this whole video is going to be spoilers, so don't watch this until later or at all. Of course, it had to rain and my socks are wet, and I need to give you guys a story time about why I hate my feet being wet, like in socks and sneakers, but that'll be maybe for another time. Okay, this is so long. Let us go to Guardians and go to the bathroom and then go to Guardians. Oh my god. Okay, a little update, y'all. It is pouring rain and currently we're in line. There's like these umbrellas above us, so that's why I pulled out the camera, but it's been inside. We passed by the cool spaceship. I couldn't even show you, so hopefully by the time we're out it's dry so I can show you guys this cool spaceship. And yeah, there's a line outside and then there's a line inside, and I'll like explain all of it later, but just like as a quick update, we're waiting outside in the rain, so fun times. All right, y'all, we just made it officially inside. There's the outside. Oh wait, and there's the ship right there. And here is the inside. So apparently the ride is broken down. So all the inches that we've been moving have been people just leaving the queue. So basically the ride hasn't been going and we've just been moving inside, but the ride hasn't been actually going. We've been here, it's 7:47. We got in line closer to around 7-ish, just because there was a pre-line where they would have to check your wristbands, so we just got in line around 7-ish. So we've been in line for 47 minutes. So we'll see how it progresses, if it starts up. Alright, y'all, I think the line started moving. Everyone cheered in the queue, and then a bunch of people started coming inside, and I think it's going, so yay! I'm so excited! Okay, this is pretty cool. The ceiling looks so cool. It's definitely a little bit more purpley in here than blue on the camera. I'm assuming that's the projector. Oh, and the ceiling moves. That's really cool. And then obviously there is a lot of queue space in here, like a lot. But this thing looks amazing. It looks so cool.
Welcome, terrorists. I am World Mind. Sentient supercomputer Xandar.
Also, this whole queue is ramps, by the way, so if you're in a wheelchair, you'd most likely be able to come up these.
Your scientists named this planet HB 13199AB, which Peter Quill said is
a terrible name for a planet.
He said that you Terrans should have called it
Something cool like Mars, but you know, that hasn't already been taken.
Our advanced building materials allow Xandar to boast some of the most remarkable structures in the universe, creating an impressive urban skyline.
More advertisements for Xandar, how they build stuff. That's pretty cool.
Urban center became denser. A central canal and supporting waterways helped expand Xandar City outward. enabling easy circulation of goods and people.
The citizens of Xandar welcome you. Closely at the Star Blaster's design, you might discover that its wings can flare out and form a star shape, resembling the Nova Corps logo.
And they've got all of their costumes. This queue kind of reminds me of Rise of the Resistance. There's like little columns of stuff in between the queue.
And was that part of Peter Quill's plan? You mean the plan that didn't go according to plan? We were completely outnumbered. In the end, though, we were able to defeat the road crew. But we couldn't have done it without Quill.
That's right.
And here he is now. Peter Quill, what do you have to say about this?
I guess, it was really a group effort to execute my plan.
Then this is a personal transport craft. This is called the Milano. All these little displays are so cool. Oh, so they have that. Wow, okay, I'm so sorry. But they have this on the big screen. So I guess if you're in a different point of the line, but you're listening to the audio, you can still watch it. And another showroom. Okay. So I don't know if it's a showroom, but it looks like we are in another room here. Exciting. What's gonna happen? So there's these cool lights in the things of the wall, which is really cool, like the cracks of the wall. And then these are automatic doors. Okay. One showroom to another showroom. Or not showroom, but one room to another room. So in this one, you stay within this orange. You stay within the gray rug. That ceiling is really cool looking though.
Greetings, Terrans. I am Nova Prime Irani Rayal, commander of the Nova Corps. On behalf of all Xandarians, I hope you have enjoyed exploring the wonders of Xandar. As you have seen, your world and ours were born of the same moment, one which you refer to as the Big Bang. As such, we are all galactic neighbors in a vast universe which we and countless others share. For you to travel to Xandar would take 2.5 million years, assuming you had a ship that could fly at the speed of light. So we decided to come to you. But even we could not have reached you so easily were it not for the Cosmic Generator, an advanced piece of Xandarian technology that creates jump points, artificial tunnels that act as shortcuts, linking distant points in space. It is our desire to share this wondrous technology with your people so that together we might explore new worlds and create a brighter tomorrow. And now, as the culmination of the wonders of Xandar, you will be teleported to a Nova ship above your planet for a demonstration of the Cosmic Generator. I trust you will find it an unforgettable experience.
Welcome, people of Epcot. Epcoters. Epcotians. Citizens of Epcot. Does anyone know what they call themselves? Well, I'm on. Someone needs to tell me when I'm on. Welcome, Epcot Terrans. I am Centurion Tal Merrick, and we're just about ready to teleport you up to the ship for the demonstration. As you're about to enter a secure Nova area, I must ask you to put away your Terran communication devices at this time. Recording of any type is strictly prohibited. I am very serious about this. Now, please step forward into the chamber. Okay, before we begin, I should warn you that we have never teleported Terrans before. But since your molecular structure is very similar to Xandarian's, it should work. It'll work. So long as you are standing inside the lighted ring. You do not want to know what happened last time someone did not stand where I told them to, okay? Stand by for teleportation. Here we go. You made it. I mean, of course you did. No crime?
Okay, that was really cool.
Excellent. What you see before you is the cosmic generator. And in just a few moments, we'll be activating it so you can experience for yourselves what's happening.
I'm not sure. Our power's out. And the cosmic generator is gone.
Cheerio, Mark. Go to Code Red. Prepare the fleet. And call the Guardians. Now.
There is no cause for alarm. Turn off that alarm. I've got an important transmission coming in.
Hey, what's up, Nova Corps?
Our cosmic generator has been stolen.
What?
How?
Why didn't we think of that? That thing's gotta be worth a fortune.
I am Groot.
Good question.
Yeah, who do you think took it?
Perhaps that really big man outside your ship.
That is a big man. I need to alert Nova Prime.
I have been watching Terrans for eons.
That's not creepy at all.
This species has failed.
Wait, whoa. We didn't even know there was a test.
It's not the cosmic generator. He's creating a new jump point.
Jump point to where?
Not where, when.
Some kind of new jump point.
It's going back to the dawn of time.
Dawn time, why?
To erase an error.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Your time is over.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean it's so vague?
The jump point is closing.
Hey, Nova Dude, you know Corps need to follow that whatever it is until we get there.
We can't. Our power is down, and I've got to get these Terrans onto evacuation shuttles.
I got it. I reprogrammed the shuttles to follow them through the jump point.
Wait,
what?
Look, they're our only chance of keeping track of that whack job until we get the cosmic generator back. Piece of cake.
Okay, I put my camera away because I don't know how close the ride is, and it takes me a while to put it in the bag. So I put it away, but look at this line. Okay, this is where you load onto the ride, I guess. This one right there. Okay, so it looks like there's loading on both sides of this. So we're like in this bridge. Looks like there's loading there, and there's loading over here. wasn't following you. I did. It's kind of cool. We're like on this bridge thing, and we can see down. Oh, here it comes again. Ah, it looks so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That was so cool. So I'm gonna head home and then I will tell you guys all of my thoughts once I can like have composed myself a little bit more. But let me show you this like area really quick before I head home. Okay, but like doesn't that look sick? With the Epcot ball, the sky, and then this thing. It looks so cool. Like, are you joking? This looks amazing. Okay, so we took some pictures, or like one picture. How do we get out? Oh, okay, yes, I see it now. Okay, now we are heading out of the park because it is officially closed. We were here for a good while. I'll give you like all of my thoughts as soon as I get home, just because I know it'll be quieter there and won't be as hectic and stuff. But oh my god. Also, look at this underpass with the lights. I haven't been here in a bit. It looks so pretty. So there's Connections Cafe and there's Creation Shop. I really want to come and like work from Connections Cafe one day. I'll have to like figure out the logistics, but wouldn't that be really cool? Hi. Okay, I made it home. Now I can finally show you my outfit really quick. My t-shirt is from my and my friend's shop. It's a Rewind t-shirt and I'm just wearing the skirt and these soaking wet shoes. Okay, so we need to come closer. Let's have a little chat. So I do feel like I waited probably a longer amount of time than a normal person would, because this ride, when it opens up, it is opening with virtual queue. I waited in the like makeshift outside portion of the queue for an hour because the ride had shut down. People were coming out of the line telling other people that they had been inside of that queue for 3 hours. I haven't heard of the ride breaking down this badly, honestly, so I'm like, it wasn't like a Rise situation where in Rise of the Resistance it was known for it to be broken down so often. And this ride, I didn't hear about anybody complaining that the ride broke down, so I'm not sure if this is going to happen. Hopefully this was like a rare occurrence and it won't happen to anyone who is just a day guest getting virtual queues. If you're visiting to Disney World and this is like your one shot to get on it, like, I don't think that it should happen because like I said, I haven't heard anything about it. From right inside of the doors to the actual thing was maybe 15-20 minutes. The actual queue line was filled. So like we did stop a couple times and then went. So it wasn't a straight like walk on, everyone was kind of separated out. Like people were close together and we were like inching, stopping a little bit in the beginning. I feel like the queue was filled and it took about 15-20 minutes for us to get to the actual ride vehicles. Then we got onto the vehicle finally. You like do this whole like loopy U-turn thing, and then you basically do the backwards acceleration, which was really cool. I honestly was expecting to go faster, but I don't think it was that steep of an incline. It was still really, really fun. Then you get turned into the showroom and the whole, or the actual building. So like, you know that big building I've been showing you guys a bunch, that's like that Bye Bye Blue color, and it has like this slope coming out, which is where you actually go up into the show building and you start at the top. So that entire rectangular building is empty and it's just filled with track and a couple props and projections all over the ceiling and the walls. And so it's basically like a giant Space Mountain, but like upgraded. So it is really dark and black in there, so I didn't even bother trying to film. The best way I could describe it is that it's not thrilling in the sense that there were no G's. There was no like feeling of like, oh geez, pulling me this way, pushing me that way, blah blah blah. Nothing like that. This ride basically doesn't have any G's at all. Like you really don't feel them at all. But like it's still really fun. So I'm not saying it's not fun because I couldn't stop laughing. And they have music playing and it's like a lot of fun. But it isn't a lot of G's. So if you've got younger kids, as long as they're with the height requirement, I think they would love it. It's just a fun time. One thing that was a little lackluster to me was that the actual part of the ride, which I get why it's like this because it's hard to make it how I'm wanting it to be, but it was basically, the storyline was not emphasized. It was like this huge storyline and like this huge story thing throughout the whole thing, the whole queue and everything. Even like at the beginning of the coaster when you're like going up and doing like your little turns before you get into the actual big building, there was a bunch of like actual show parts, whatever. But then once you're actually in the coaster part, the coasters themselves, the vehicles, have speakers playing one of the 6 songs from the 80s that they have. So you don't hear anything but the music. And then you're going through and it almost seemed like there were projections and scenes taking place that you could somewhat hear from the actual like tracks. I think there were speakers, but like you were just so taken back by like how fun the coaster is and how cool everything looks. It was really hard to pay attention, and I kind of want to ride it. I wish I would have been able to ride it a second time so that I was less focused on the wow aspect and more on like, I could focus like, okay, storyline, what are we looking at? Let me look for this. Let me look at the details here. So like take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because I've only ridden it that one time. That was like my only one thing that I was like, that I like came off the roller coaster and I was like, okay. But that's such like a minor thing, and like I said, I did only ride it one time, but it's so smooth, and because there are no G's, the whole thing does just feel like one smooth thing. So let's get into all the technical aspects right now. Hi, future Tamia slash present Tamia, I guess, because this is editing Tamia. So basically, let's go over some of the restrictions just really quick because I know this video is already kind of long and boring with all the talking. I'm trying to trim it down as much as possible, I swear. Okay. So restrictions and warnings. So I have this picture that I took. I'll put it right here. So this picture says, Nova Corps Star Jumper shuttles are thrilling high-speed turbulent rides that go forward and backward through the dark and include sharp turns, sudden drops, and stops. For your safety, you should be in good health and free from high blood pressure, heart, back, or neck problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that could be aggravated by this endeavor. Expectant mothers should not ride. Supervised children at all times. Children under the age of 7 must be accompanied by a person age 14 or older. Persons who do not meet the minimum height requirement may not ride, which the minimum height requirement is 42 inches. The seating and restraints on this attraction may prohibit guests of certain body shapes or sizes from riding, and wheelchairs are people who are in wheelchairs or any of like the electric chairs and stuff have to transfer to the actual ride vehicle. There are no like big spaces that you can just put your ride vehicle in and lock it in, because it is like a roller coaster. So in terms of restrictions and how roomy the seat was and how accommodating I believe it would be for people of different body shapes and sizes, I personally think that it would be pretty accommodating. So when you sit in, I obviously didn't get footage of it, but if I do next time, I will definitely try to get like a little pan or video of like how the seating is. The seating is very wide, I'll be honest. So I have thick thighs, and so normally the way I sit, my thighs will take up the width of a seat, especially like in a roller coaster or something. But in this one, I still had room on either side of me, which was awesome. And then you sit next to someone else, and in between there is kind of like a elevated, but maybe only like half an inch, and then it goes flat. So it's like, here are the two seats, and then it kind of goes up a little, and then it's flat like this. And there's a lot of space between you and the person next to you, so you aren't like this next to somebody. So they are actually extremely wide and roomy. In terms of height, I don't know if there is a height requirement or a height restriction. Like if you're over 6 foot something, you can't ride because you'll be too tall. I don't think that there is, but like again, take that with a grain of salt. Don't like, I'm just like making my opinions here. When I sat in the vehicle, I'm also 5'2", so I'm really short. But in comparison to other roller coasters around Disney, this one had a lot of leg room, as in like extending your feet outward. It had a lot of leg room, and width-wise, again, it was very spacey, very roomy. I put my backpack in and I still had a ton of space by my feet. Restraint that comes down, it's the same as Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which if you haven't been on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, it's a roller coaster in Magic Kingdom, and it's a new type of restraint where basically when you pull it, it's like weighted and it's bulky, and you pull it down and there are no clicks when you're pulling it down. And whenever the cast member locks all the restraints in place, it's stuck there. So there isn't any room for gapping or like, oh, I couldn't get it into that last lock to like make sure it's tight against me. It'll always be tight against you as long as you pull it all the way against you. Okay, so that's basically it for the ride restrictions. There was one more thing that I wanted to go over about this ride, just because I thought I would toss all this information regarding this ride into this video. So anyone who's interested in this ride, we'll just have all this information in one video. So how do you get on this ride? Is it going to be standby? Is it going to be virtual queue? So this ride is going to be opening with virtual queue, meaning that there is no standby. So it'll be like Rise of the Resistance in Hollywood Studios when it first opened. Rise of the Resistance is now a standby queue, but before, when it first opened, it was virtual queue, meaning you need to have the My Disney Experience app, and you have to reserve or book your spot to be able to ride that ride throughout the day. So if you really want to ride this ride and you initially thought your Epcot day was going to be your sleep in, get there around 11 when the World Showcase opens, eat around the world, hang out, nay. Someone from your party will have to get up 7 a.m. to try to get that virtual queue. So how do you make this virtual queue like reservation or pass? You have to have an Epcot Park reservation, and you can do it at either 7 a.m. in the morning or 1 p.m. again through the app. Now, one thing to note is for the 7 a.m. one, you don't have to be inside of the park. So you don't have to be at Epcot to book the reservation, because of course Epcot doesn't even open at 7. You can be at the hotel, you can be off property, I believe in a 10-mile radius. I think it's 10 to 15 mile radius. You might want to check Disney's website just to make 100% sure, but I believe it's around 10 or 15 mile radius. So you can be at your hotel, it doesn't have to be Disney one, to book your virtual queue. The second time that you can do it is 1 p.m. A lot of times with Rise of the Resistance, if all of the 7 a.m. ones got completely booked out and they were not running through people really quickly, like the ride kept shutting down, whatever, they wouldn't even open the 1 p.m. one, or there would be just none available for the 1 p.m. one. For the 1 p.m., you need to be physically inside of Epcot to book that one. So if you weren't able to get a 7 a.m. one, you can try again at 1 p.m., but you have to be inside of Epcot to be able to do it, or else my Disney Experience app won't let you. So Lightning Lane is similar to Fast Pass, and it's similar to this reservation system in a way, but Lightning Lane, you do have to pay $15. And again, I'm not going to go into exactly how you do it. There's a bunch of videos on it, but for this ride specifically, you can also buy a individual Lightning Lane. What you can do is someone in your party can try to get the virtual queue, and someone else in your party can try to get the individual Lightning Lane at 7 a.m. So that way, in case the virtual queue doesn't work, then you get the Lightning Lane and you still secure your spot, and you don't have to wait in the virtual queue line, which virtual queue line isn't usually very long. It's maybe 20-30 minutes max, so it's really not bad. But if you want to make sure you secure your spot, I know a lot of people will be doing the individual Lightning Lane and trying for the virtual queue just to make sure that they can get it like at all throughout the day. You can book both a virtual queue and a Lightning Lane. So if one person in your party at 7 a.m. is sitting here and is trying to book the virtual queue and is ready to go and gets it, and someone else in your party is trying to book the individual Lightning Lane to just make sure you do get that reservation, and they get it and they book the individual, they pay for it and they book the individual Lightning Lane for every single person in the party. Does the system cancel out? No. You actually end up with 2 reservations to the Cosmic Rewind ride, meaning that you will have your virtual queue time and then you will have your individual Lightning Lane time. So you'll be able to ride it twice within that one day. You will want to ride the ride twice. At least in my opinion, it was amazing. So I would personally want to ride it twice. One last thing. So I think Disney is bringing back magic hours or extended theme park hours for Disney resort guests. I'm not sure if they're going to keep it as all Disney resort guests or if it's only at the deluxe Disney resorts. But any of the days that Epcot is going to have extended evening hours, any of the people that are staying at the deluxe resorts for Disney, and that's including Swan and Dolphin, will have an opportunity to try to get a boarding pass at 6 p.m. So you don't have to be in the park for the 6 p.m. reservation. One more thing to note about the virtual queue is that if you have a park hopper ticket and you are planning on going to Magic Kingdom first and then hopping over to Epcot, for example, you won't be able to do the virtual queue. You have to have a reservation to Epcot that day to book the 7 a.m. virtual queue. You cannot have a reservation to any other park other than Epcot to book the 7 a.m. virtual queue. You can still have a park hopper pass and you could book your 7 a.m. reservation and then hop over to Magic Kingdom or wherever afterwards, but your initial day has to be reserved to enter into Epcot. If you are staying in a deluxe resort, just to quickly sum up that section, you can book your virtual queue at 6 p.m. You don't have to be in the park, and you just have to have a park hopper pass if Epcot wasn't your reservation for that day. Thank you so much for listening to all of this. I hope this information was helpful. I know it's kind of boring for me to just sit here and talk. If you have any questions of how to do this for your next trip, leave it in the comments and I'll answer any questions that I can. I'll try to help you as much as I can. Sorry that it was so long and kind of boring toward the end, filled with all the info, but it had to be done, at least I think so. Stay tuned for more updates and fun videos. Have a wonderful week and a magical month, and I'll see y'all in the next one.